Hi guys, happy Friday. So the purpose of this show is to get some insights into people's lives, the challenges that they're facing, and also hopefully celebrate some of the achievements as well. So what are the good things that are going on? Because I think, in these tough times when we're all isolated, it's really kind of important that we share some of those ideas and hopefully help each other out and ideally make isolation feel a little bit less isolating. So this is episode number 13. This is day number 52 of our lockdown. We have Liam Kingsnorth and we have Lee Hutton. So Liam is somebody who I have not met in real life. We have met via LinkedIn, via the power of digital communication. So I thought it'd be great to get him on the show and actually find out a little bit more about what he's up to, what he's been doing. And Lee, who is part of our business and commercial team, he's going to give us some insight into the challenges that he's been going through, the changing of his role, how things have kind of moved over the last kind of month or so. We are broadcasting, hopefully, across YouTube. We are on Facebook. We're on different channels. So please do use the chat. Kevin, thank you very much for that. Yes, we are running the course in May. So do put any questions that you have in the chat. And I'd love to put those to Liam and Lee. So without further ado, let's introduce our guests. Hi, guys. How you doing?
Good.
Good. Liam, just going for the wave. It doesn't work.
I went a bit low there.
You should have gone big with the intro.
That was a little bit more professional than the head turn, No,
I like that. We can cut back out and come back in again, and we can practice.
It wouldn't have been as good without background music, though, would it?
That's true. We should have prepped for that. I can only apologise. Next time we'll prep some music. So, guys, Liam, to start with, give me 3 words of how you're feeling personally right now. How are things going?
I'm a lot more fortunate than a lot of people, so I'm actually enjoying the time. If I had to sum up in 3 words, I feel the same way every day. It's the perks of ADHD: active, ambitious, and hungry.
Nice.
It's a 24/7 thing that drums around this brain. So we'll stick with that, I think.
Okay. I don't know. I have to say, I don't know much about ADHD. Is that kind of like that? That you're just so focused all the time?
I could probably define ADHD in half an hour, so I think it's probably
okay. Well, it's probably not a 3-word question, but those are some positive words. Lee, can you better that? Can you match that? How are you feeling?
I can't beat that. I'll be honest. But at the moment, I think I feel excited for the future because I think that's happening. I feel tired pretty much all the time. That's partly due to having a 3-year-old.
That'll do it.
But I actually do feel healthier at the moment.
Okay, nice. Nice.
Yeah.
Interestingly.
And actually, that brings us on to one of the things I wanted to talk to you guys about. And Liam, you mentioned in one of your LinkedIn posts about your morning routine and actually kind of what you're doing to kind of get yourself kind of, up and about. Can you give us a kind of an overview of the sort of stuff that you're doing as a morning routine just to kind of help you, with the challenges that you're going through?
Well, yeah. Look, I have mornings I wake up, I feel like shit. I have mornings I wake up, I feel great. That's just part of being a person. But the one thing I try and do every single morning, whether I wake up feeling bad or good, is get up, brush my teeth, make my bed, and down a pint of water.
I'm quite pleased you said water there. I didn't know where that was going.
It's stupid, isn't it? But we always overlook the thing that we're made up of, or 70% of our bodies are made up of. And it is just amazing how far a pint of water can go in the morning. It really, really is. So if I was to encourage people who are feeling a bit crappy in the mornings at the moment to do 3 things, it's get up, get rid of your stinky breath. Firstly, brush those teeth, right? Kick your missus or your husband out of bed, make the bed while they make you a coffee, and then go downstairs and have a water. Honestly, I swear to God.
I'm sure that kicking your other half out of bed is going to be great advice, particularly.
But we take it in turns in this house. So one of us gets up with our daughter.
Okay.
And the other one sort of gets an extra 15 minutes. So I don't get to make the bed until she moves.
Okay, you save the day with that one. Lee, I know that you've been doing some morning routines, and I've now forgotten the name. What was it you're doing? Sorry, Tai Chi. That's what you were doing before. How's that going? How are you getting on with that?
It's going good. Firstly, the one thing I found from lockdown is that I am doing more exercise. So before then, I was getting into work early and struggling to actually do it. But now I feel like I can actually still get working earlier, but do something as well in the morning. So I've sort of retaken up Tai Chi and Qigong, and doing some Kung Fu in the morning. Awesome. Which has worked really well, and that's why I feel a lot healthier, and it's worked really well for my mental health. as well. The only issue is I seem to have timed my morning routine with when our little Westie toilet habits are, which has caused some quite interesting videos. But
I wish I had that video. Lee has shared a video of this internally with the business, and I wish I had the technical capabilities to display this right now.
I may have to find it and share that. But,
it's pretty funny.
Tai Chi, Lee, is that more of a what's that, like a capoeira kind of thing? It's more relaxation focused.
Yeah, it's more it's kung fu but slowed down, and a lot
and
more.
Is there a lot of stuff on YouTube for it? If you know, that's the sort of thing that my wife is really interested in. I'm getting a lot more interested in it. Yeah,
definitely. Tai Chi. Just search for Tai Chi. You will find it everywhere. There's loads of beginners classes on YouTube. Yeah, it's really good. It's an internal breathing relaxation, very zen. The only trouble is every time I get to a zen point, there's a Westie that stares me straight in the eye every morning.
Freaks you out. It's interesting. I was listening to a webinar last night, and this guy was talking about how his sort of like the amount of meditation he's doing has gone up significantly because he's really trying to focus on the sort of mental well-being, because it's pretty overwhelming if you don't take that time to kind of to chill out. So actually, that's some really, really good advice. So moving on to
a lot of people will be subconsciously meditating at the moment. You know, you've got so much more free time on your hands. I think a lot of people will just be sitting there and then eventually just naturally zone out and be self-meditating anyway. It's a lot of time right now for self-reflection. I think that's what we should all be doing.
Totally agree, and I think some people find it actually very difficult. That's the thing. I think with the more time, there's that kind of, if you can't switch your brain off, I think that's the sort of the challenge. And so, I think anything like you mentioned, guys, the routine, Liam, that you're kind of going through, and Lee, the Tai Chi, maybe not with a Westie, but that's the sort of stuff that might help. So, guys, start off with Liam. But if you were on a desert island, okay, and just for clarification, there is no broadband on said island, you're allowed to take a DVD with you and a CD. There is a player and some way to watch it, because then that was also asked. What DVD and what CD would you take with you?
So I'm on my own. My wife and my child are not with me, because that determines this completely. If I'm on my own, I'll take different entertainment.
Just go on your own for now, okay?
Right.
And
I have to stick with my guns. I know that it wasn't quite a popular choice when I was watching the show, but look, it's got to be Blue. Greatest hits. Love a bit of Blue. Grew up listening to Blue. Lee Ryan was my inspiration. I've got no problem saying it. I hold my hands up.
Wow.
First band I see live.
I can see why we haven't met up in the real world. I can see why this is Blue is an interesting choice.
Movie, though,
amazing.
Joker.
Okay, nice.
I just think Phoenix's acting is something I could watch time and time again in that movie.
I have heard good things. It's got ridiculous reviews, hasn't it?
You haven't seen it?
No, I haven't seen it. I saw it advert.
Don't talk about it, but you've got to watch it.
I need to see that as well.
100%.
So Lee hasn't seen that. I just noticed that we're supposed to be doing a company Netflix night one night, so maybe that could be the feature film if it's in fact on Netflix. So Lee, over to you. If you're on a desert island, what DVD and what CD would you take?
Mine's fairly easy, because my album is Pearl Jam 10, because I'm still stuck in the 90s. And still listen to grunge and rock from then.
Are they definitely in the 90s?
Yes.
Okay.
What do you think they are?
I was too young to be listening to music in the 90s. I was only just born.
Thanks, guys. So Pearl Jam 10. And I think the film would be Deadpool, because every time I watch it, I spot another joke, and it would constantly entertain me.
It is classic.
That's a great choice.
It is a great choice.
I think you've completely outdone me on movie choice and seen it.
But Liam, going back to your question, if you were taking the family with you, what would it be? Because again, you got to obviously be kind of.
Well, it'd have to be Frozen, the musical CD, and The Lion King. Screaming 24/7.
Amazing.
The Lion King's lovely, actually, because that was my favourite movie growing up as a kid, and the fact that I have now got to witness my daughter watch a better version of it. It's not very often that you see something get better than the original, and I think the new one just smashes it to pieces.
Amazing.
It is quite a lovely experience, actually.
I'm kind of a little bit nervous about putting the kids in front of that one. I have to say, it's that scene, isn't it? It's the scene with Mustafa getting slightly squashed a little bit by the stampede.
Yeah.
I'm slightly worried about the questions that will be asked after that by my 5 and 3-year-old. Guys, moving on to into sort of more of the business sort of space, and Lee, I wanted to talk to you about Zoom fatigue. Okay, this is something that I've heard more and more about. And I don't know, Liam, how much sort of video calling and conferencing that you're doing, whether even with like family and members and things like that.
I've been doing video calling and conferencing since it first became available.
Oh, so you're a pro at this. Well, how do you find it? Because I heard it's more. It takes up more energy doing a sort of like a Zoom meeting or a video conferencing meeting than it does to have a meeting in a room, because you're kind of having to hold a certain position, you're trying to look at the camera, and et cetera, et cetera. How have you found it, Liam? You've been doing it for a long time. What do you think about it?
Well, look, I mean, like I said, at the moment, I've come to the end of an 11-year cycle of my life of just grafted. My goal in life has been to retire at the age of 35, and I'm halfway there. My complete perspective on life is completely different. With remote working, I just see a technology that's been available for so long, and it goes back to the old saying that people don't pay for their backup solutions until they lose their data, and it's come down to now people don't want to pay for remote working until remote working's available.
Yeah.
But at the moment I'm retired. I have a business plan in mind. It took me all of 15 minutes to register a new company. Nice. Active, ambitious, and hungry. Like I said earlier,
those are the words.
Doesn't stop.
Nice.
I think what you're talking about with Zoom and the video conferencing could be brilliant. We talk about business analysis, systems analysis. These are the things that are the reasons that you don't want to buy IT, is because IT professionals don't do these things anymore, right? So the whole thing that is missing is sitting down with staff, finding out what people want. And that's from a general admin all the way up to the person that owns the company. And you can do these things remotely. You can save money on travel. You can save money on rent. And I really think coming out of this, people will not fold their companies now. People will not sack their staff now. It will all happen post-pandemic.
Yeah. I think inevitably the new world will have more use of technology. I guess maybe... In the short term, Lee, we're using video conferencing like all the time at the moment, and I'm finishing the days and weeks, and I've got nothing left to kind of to give. Which, if I had the same number of meetings, I suppose there are quite a few meetings, but if I had the same number of meetings in the physical world, I don't know if I'd be as tired. I mean, what do you think? Is it because we're all just getting a bit overexcited with the with the kind of video conferencing?
I think so. I mean, the amount of meetings I am actually having, I don't know if I would have that many face-to-face meetings normally. Is one thing, particularly with external people. But it is that things that would normally be a phone call or a quick chat over the water cooler on the desk or whatever. It's just different because you're getting distracted. You've got constant emails. I've got a screen here which I'm trying to ignore. There's things popping up. You've got that. You're being sort of extra attentive. You feel like you have to be extra attentive to that person on the other side. Yeah. Especially if you've only just met them.
Do you feel like you can shut more out in person? Do you feel like you could block all the distractions out easier?
Yes. Well, I think face to face, you're there, aren't you? You're in it with them.
Like you've almost shown the fact that you being there is the sort of like your buy into the meeting, the fact that you've shown up. I guess maybe with video conferencing, it's like you can't just it's more than that. You have to kind of constantly look at the camera and show that you're like attentive and not just doing something random.
Yeah, and you're also not really making eye contact a lot of the time. You're looking at a screen, and their eyes you should be looking at the top of the screen.
Yeah, trying not to look at this camera up here and then look at you guys down here.
As I said, guys, you've missed. I don't know why you haven't.
Yeah, you've got your aunt.
I've got my aunt picture. I took a photo of my business partner Liam, and I've cut one of the eyes out, so it's his eyes here. Okay, so I can look him straight in the eye. It helps me make the eye contact whilst I'm looking at the camera. It's a little bit weird, but it works. That's all I'm saying.
I was thinking of doing it with Terminator.
That would be pretty
that could
freaky.
Work.
That would be pretty freaky.
But like just the eye coming out.
Liam, question for you. Like going into the new world, you mentioned about kind of the changes, obviously with technology. What sort of other stuff are you expecting, or to a degree hoping will change as we kind of move into whatever that new world looks like?
Oh, you had to ask the question.
I did. I mean, what for example?
I'm not even going to dive into any politics, because I think politics is an absolute shambles, and I'll probably say things that will offend a lot of people. So I'm not even going to bother putting it through the hassle. I don't think anything will change. I think, look, I saw comments on your thing, and you know, do you have to have ADHD to see the world black and white? I mean, we all know black and white. There is no system. The system is owned by pharmaceutical companies, and it is owned by the elite and powerful, because money makes the world go round. The challenge that I'm having right now is that people, even in a global pandemic, like I said the other day on LinkedIn, your neighbour will sacrifice your life for a tan. Your business owner, not necessarily us, or there are business owners in the world that would sacrifice your life for profit. And the only thing that we're talking about right now in this lockdown is getting businesses back open. Why isn't it that I can see my nan? I miss my nan.
Yeah.
I still have to see my nan before these things are being spoken about. What will happen in the new world? Nothing. People will struggle, businesses will fold. Microsoft and people like that will boast remote working. They will push it so hard now that anyone that does not adopt it will fall behind. You know, anyone that's not doing these digital offerings now, anyone that's avoided IT, anyone that comes into your meeting now and says, you know, how much is that going to cost? Sack them, because they're not going to get you anywhere, guys. Do you know what I mean? So I don't know what's going to happen in the new world.
I'm sorry. I'm sad. I mean, I get your point totally, and I do. You know,
technology will be beautiful. People will be the same.
Yeah.
That is what will happen.
Yeah, there's a part. I kind of hope. I really hope that we come out of this, and I'm you know, I hope that we're encouraging people to go. You know, what are you doing now? Like in this kind of lockdown scenario, that is something you want to take forward. Like, what is, you know, because it's such an opportunity for people to, you know, to rewrite who they want to be and come out of this.
I want to apply my skills to an industry that deserves it. And I think that industry at the moment for me is agriculture. Look, I don't want to live in this world. I know it's a bit of a downer that's saying the truth, but the truth hurts. You know, I don't want it to be like that. It just is. You know, it's the question. I don't think people will change. I think, if anything, we're seeing that the pandemic shows what has always been, and that there's a clear divide on who wants to do things compassionately and who doesn't. You know, and I just think we need to forget about it.
Yeah.
I think technologically we will advance and accelerate very rapidly over the next 5 years.
Agreed. Well, we've kind of done a huge step forward in the last 3 weeks, haven't we? I just think so. The comment from Kevin. So a lot of companies that are succeeding or carrying on had the infrastructure in place already. Yeah, I mean,
a lot of companies had the infrastructure and weren't aware of it as well.
Yeah, I saw one of your posts, Lee, and you're saying that actually, you know, there's a lot of people out there that have got all this kit, but they're not actually using it to their full potential.
It is what it is. You know, IT never used to be an outsourced function. You know, it was always internal. And when it went outsourced to begin with, we followed best practice. We followed fundamentals. You know, what's happened is we've just forgot fundamentals. It's just fundamentals. No one follows fundamentals anymore, you know, because everyone's competing for cash flow. That's just, you know, it's sad. So when you ask what I want to do work-wise, I want to bring the fundamentals back.
Yeah.
You know, I just want the fundamentals to come back so people can start to trust technology, so people start to buy technology. Then people be in this bloody position in the first place.
Yeah, no, it's an interesting one. It's kind of, it's, you know, a lot of businesses and people that I talk to that, you know, they weren't really kitted for this. We were, you know, fortunately for us, and again, the irony of Brexit was actually making us ready for remote working. The sort of switch to, you know, to us, remote working wasn't too painful, but a lot of businesses weren't really there at all with any uptake in technology. So yeah, fingers crossed it does, you know, have a positive impact.
Everything in life, just like the Lion King says, everything has a circle, right? And again, I go back to ADHD does not need. No one needs ADHD to recognise this, right? But, you know, if you don't invest in IT, that has a spin-off in the future to mental health, doesn't it? Because if my company fails because I didn't invest in IT, then I'm going to feel anxious and depressed about it.
I love the fact that you managed to tie IT and the Lion King together. So I love that. It's the circle of life, and
I love the fact you've got a ball pit. You're right. That's awesome.
Well, no one's going to be in
more
it for a
business
while.
Owners like you, mate. Trust me.
We just need more ball pits. We need more ball pits, people. It's a campaign that we should be starting. Although I have to say, and again,
can't actually get to the ball pit.
No, and in a post-pandemic world, I'm not sure it's going to be that sort of that overused.
What do you think, Luke? What do you and Anthony think? Is it you and Anthony? Or
it is. Yeah.
What do you guys think? Do you want to go remote? Do you feel like you guys are going to go remote, or do you want to keep the ball pit? What's your view on it?
I think we're going to find that it'll be It will be more remote for sure. I think we'll have more of the team, working from home. I think the office will change the way it's used. So instead of it being the place where everybody comes to sit down and work, it'll be used in a different way, in the sense of it'll be kind of like meeting points. And I think to a degree an escape as well, because some people want to get away from the kids for a little bit and just have a sort of a focal sort of point there. But yeah, I think unfortunately for a while we're not going to be able to do some of our social stuff that we love doing, because you're just not going to be able to gather in sort of large-ish numbers. So yeah, I think
that's another thing, isn't it? Gym. I think gym, hairdressing, these things that everyone are worrying about, the smaller things that we take for granted in life are going to be the things that reopen last. The gym. So another thing I encourage people to do: buy a home gym. £400-500 up front is much better than £40 a month.
Yeah, I had to make that transition when we had kids, because there's no way I could get to the gym. So no, I'm with you on that one. Interesting.
I see a video the other day. You've got a Smith machine, haven't you? I was very, very jealous.
Oh, it's a rack. It's not a Smith machine, a full Smith machine.
Oh right, okay.
But
I thought it was a Smith machine. I was very, very.
No, it's not quite as cool as that. No, it's not. As I said, that's my mission, to try and build some calf muscles during this lockdown period. I was not graced with strong calf muscles, mate. They're getting there. All right. All right. I'm working on them. Okay. What we're going to do in a second is we're going to try something new. I don't know if it's going to work, but I'm going to try and flip to our digital news roundup, which just looks at some of the stories kicking off in the digital world during this week. So we'll do that now, and we'll come back and carry on the interviews.
Welcome to this week's digital news roundup. Twitter says it has removed thousands of accounts that were...
Ooh, la bibbidi bobbidi.
You're joking. Not another one?
Well, that was cool, wasn't it, guys? Right, okay, we're going to go back into the interview section. But guys, if you like this, remember to chuck any comments in the chat, any likes, etc. That would be fantastic as we go back to the guys. Right, I know we were just talking off camera there about TikTok. Guys, tell me what you know about TikTok.
I'm not going first on this one. I'm going to let Lee take the lead.
Lee, what is it?
As you see, I'm shuffling awkwardly in my seat. Basically, TikTok is a short form video platform.
That's literally what I just told you.
Exactly. Yes. Which advertises to me relentlessly on every channel. There's two things. One, it advertises to me so relentlessly I don't want to use it, and two, I'm too old to use it.
No, right, hang on.
I think all you're doing is selling the fact that we just want to see a video of you and TikTok now.
I want to see. Well, to be honest, I
have a video that could go on TikTok. Apparently,
you do have the Westie one would be perfect. I think for TikTok. I was going to say, I think you should film your morning routine, Lee, and that is perfect. TikTok.
Maybe reword that.
Well, apparently, so according to the Digital News Roundup, we've seen, was it 2 million additional people going onto TikTok, I think it was, as the numbers were kind of flipping by. So it's one of those things that's kind of in the lockdown, it's gone a bit crazy. And I know, Liam, it's not your social media is not your main thing, but maybe this is the start. Maybe this could be it.
Being entrepreneurial is my thing, and I was saying I've never met Dan Serter in my life. It's another LinkedIn connection, and we talk online. That's what social media is good for. I think being entrepreneurial is the right thing to do now. People have more times on their hands. Even if you don't want to set up a company, if you're unhappy in your job, go retrain. An opportunity like this, as negative as it is, can bring positives that you are not going to get the chance to get again. This is probably a once in a lifetime thing. And as frustrating it is, just think back, guys, right? What do I do? Look in the camera. Do I look in the camera if I want to get a serious message over? Right?
I think so. Just like slowly move in. Like that.
Oh,
I'm not gonna do it. But like just take a minute and sit back and just think to yourself, all those times you sat at your desk and you said, "Oh, I wish I had so much more holiday. 20 days isn't enough. 25 days isn't enough." You've had more holiday since this started than you will have in any employment. It's a crap situation, but enjoy it, reflect on it. That's the only advice I can give you.
That is true. Although I would say
Else matters at the moment.
I think things have gone. So I think this is again. There's a bit of a divide here. There's like some people where obviously if you're furloughed, then you could you've got a bit more choice. Again, it's unfortunate because you may not want to have been furloughed, but then again, the guys that are sort of there to do to carry on the work. It's from our side, it's been pretty relentless. This show did not exist 4 weeks ago, so now I've learned loads of new tech to try to broadcast it across these channels. So it's been Amber, I hear you there. I need a holiday post lockdown. With no technology.
Well,
no
look,
Boris. Don't make it political, Amber. Come on.
Amber. What you can do is you can go buy woodland for 10-15 grand and you could develop an isolation retreat. There you go. That's an entrepreneurial idea. People will want lockdown. A lot of people will want lockdown after lockdown. It's a sales.
That is a good point.
That's a good point, actually.
Going. Right, guys, we've got 3 minutes left. I'm going to try to do this game, okay? And you can both kind of jump in. You can both be able to. This is going to be music stars, okay? Let's see how we get on. This is the first one of. Cheers, Kevin. Thanks very much for watching. Catch you next time. See you on Wednesday, hopefully. Obviously, you've done this before, or you've seen this before, I think, Liam, but it's the heads-up game. This is the first one of May, and you get a chance to win one of these cups. Woohoo! So you'll start a leaderboard there and see how we get on. And Lee, you don't get a cup because you probably will have one anyway, but you can just help Liam, see if you can help.
Key workers should get more than a bloody month off after lockdown, mate. Trust me.
That is true.
Jesus Christ.
Very
They
true.
still get at least 40 grand put in their pension pots for nothing.
I agree, Dan. That is a very, very good point.
But it's a very, very good point. Very good point.
Yeah, very.
Don't know how that's going to happen, but I like it. I totally think more than a month would be good. Right, back to the game. See how we get on, Liam. Let's go.
What are we gonna do?
Just you got to describe it without saying the name of it. A song.
Oh,
That's like what? Like if you, I assume it's an artist. You got to try to explain.
yeah.
What song they might do, or if you can't do it, just tell me to skip.
Do a skip. I don't know a song by that person.
I might have got that accidentally correct. Carry on.
Or that one.
Pass.
Come on, guys. Come on.
Oh,
Go on, Lee.
Halloween fruit that you carve.
Pumpkin. Smashing Pumpkins.
Bang! Yeah.
Wireless in your brain.
Wireless in your brain. Radiohead.
Yeah!
Used to be married to Nirvana lead singer Kurt Cobain.
Nazi Imbruglia. No, I'm joking. I don't know.
That was really difficult. The first three I had. I mean, I know Sheryl. By the way, just to let you know, right? I'm pretty sure Sheryl Cole was the first one. I don't know a single song.
That was Sheryl Crow, apparently.
Sheryl Crow.
But okay, so I think the score was 2.
Who's that?
I think we were bad. That was 2, chaps. You
terrible.
guys were not great at that game. I can only hope for your sake, Liam, that we have some people who simply can't read on the show. I think that's the only chance.
I just think I need to start getting a bit more hip again. I mean,
well, it's because you like blue. I'm not going to lie to you, mate. That was you need to.
It's a shame blue didn't show up.
Broad.
I just thought if I said blue, it might get me a little bit more of a 90s fan base, but obviously, it's completely backfired. And the fact that I was so rubbish at that game then, I mean, look, it's reputation over.
Mate, it's been really nice to meet you actually, and I was it's because of the situation that we've been on. We've actually been able to meet up. So thank you very much for being part of the show, and best of luck with the next big idea, and whatever that success kind of brings you. Keep in touch via social media as well. I know it's not your thing, but
if you want an annoying person on your shows, you know where to find one. Honestly,
well, we know we can call you in, but we'll hopefully see you guys next Wednesday. Thanks, Lee, for coming on. I'll see you in a second for our company catch catch up. Guys, thanks very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed that. If you do, please do give it a thumbs up, give it a like, follow us on our social channels. We're putting out loads of content to hopefully help businesses through these challenging times. Our next show will be on Wednesday at the new time of 4:30. We have Amalia from the Family Business Place, so we'll be talking to her. She's got an upcoming event, a summit, on the 14th of May, where I will be speaking. So we're going to be talking more about that to find out some more information, which will hopefully be of use. And on Friday, it is a bank holiday, but I will be interviewing with Ant, my business partner. So we're going to do an update on from Ant, see how things are getting on. So thank you very much for tuning in. Hope you stay safe. Have a good Friday and enjoy your weekend. Thanks very much.